I have 2 teenage boys. They would love a home absent of boundaries. And if I oversaw a home with no boundaries, here's what it would go like. They would stay up all night playing video games and sleep all day. But here's the good news. I don't oversee a boundaryless home. In my house, we got some rules up in here. Now here's why. Because they might think something isn't a big deal. But as their father, I have a different perspective than they do. I know some things they haven't quite figured out yet. And so I set some boundaries to try and protect them from running into some of those stumbling blocks. Okay, Preston, so you're saying if you want to set yourself apart for God, you got to set boundaries. Okay, great. I want to set myself apart for God. So where do I set my boundaries? Here's the answer to the question. You don't. Confusing enough? You don't set your boundaries. Let me show it to you in scripture. Exodus chapter 19 at Mount Sinai, I think is one of the best teachings on godly boundaries in all of scripture. Let me show it to you. Exodus 19, starting in verse 10. It says, then the Lord said to Moses, go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and let them be ready for the 3rd day. For on the 3rd day, the Lord will come down upon Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. Watch this next part. You shall set bounds, Moses, for the people all around the base of the mountain, saying, take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or even touch its base. That's a great word right there for what we talked about last week with the gray area. God is not a God who enjoys his children getting too close to the fence line. That's the gray area, the fence line. God says, tell them, don't even touch the base of the boundary. Whoever touches the mountain shall surely be put to death. Not a hand shall touch them, but he shall surely be stoned or shot with an arrow, whether man or beast, he shall not live. This is how godly boundaries work. First, he sets them. Second, you establish them. God says to Moses, hey, here's the boundary, the entire base of the mountain, and I want you to establish the boundary. And third, you both enforce them.